early stage entrepreneurs. One prize. Founders Got Grit UK follows 3 of UK's most promising early stage entrepreneurs as they compete for £1,000 startup grant, mentorship, and business support.
$1.86 billion, that's the estimated global revenue for the percussion market, with a 2.69% increase year after year. We believe this could go into business to business, where we're able to make this wholesale and distribute to companies in America, supplying North America, South America, Europe, and Asia.
FlyLabs is an AI-powered tool that allows candidates to practice and simulate interviews for jobs that they actually want to apply for. In terms of what it actually does, it gives you comprehensive feedback on what you can or cannot do and gives you context as to how you're performing and how you potentially would perform in the actual interview.
We currently sell 8 bottles of Elixir Punch for £1.35 to our retailers, which costs us £1.09 to manufacture, which gives us a profit of 66p per bottle.
Welcome to the Moment of Truth Talent series. Founders Got Grit UK has asked young, innovative entrepreneurs to come up with a viable and sustainable business idea. The winner gets a startup grant award of £1,000 along with expert mentoring and business support services. From hundreds of applications down to 10, and now the final 3 contestants.
The Moment of Truth Talent series is more than just a reality show. It is a platform that actively supports the growth of startups in Nigeria and in the United Kingdom through valuable resources and expert guidance. Founded by the visionary entrepreneur Laomi Waiwu in 2022, she is on a mission to change lives and transform the business landscape in the UK and Africa. The Moment of Truth Talent series serves as a community support for startups through mentorship, networking, education, and funding pathways. If you are interested in pitching your business idea, and if you'd like to attend our networking reception with industry leaders, investors, and local enterprises, or to explore the available resources to scale your business, you can visit us on the following channels on your screen.
Something powerful is shifting in the UK startup scene, and it is driven by young founders who refuse to be left out. It's not just about innovation, it is about inclusion.
In the UK, over 89,000 new businesses were launched in just the first quarter of 2025. But here's the truth behind the boom. Over 90% of startups fail. Most don't make it past year 5. And for the first-time founders, the success rate is just 18%. Ambition is everywhere. But access, that's still a privilege. Founders from low-income backgrounds are significantly underrepresented in accelerator cohorts and pitch events. Disabled entrepreneurs make up in 1 in 4 UK business owners, yet their ventures account for less than 9% of small business turnover. They are 400 times less likely to secure investment compared to non-disabled founders. Despite these barriers, 73% of disabled entrepreneurs express ambition to grow their businesses. They do keep going. They innovate. They lead. They build movements that matter. They carried the weight of a system that wasn't.
We had one bus, the first bus bought the second bus, and so on.
Cedric's story is a powerful testament to grit. Once a semi-professional racing bike rider, his life changed dramatically after a spinal cord injury. But Cedric didn't stop there. He rebuilt not just his life, but his vision for the future. In doing so, he rose to new heights, earning the prestigious title CEO of the Year at the 16th Disabled Entrepreneur Awards. Cedric's journey today reminds us that grit isn't just about pushing forward. It's about rising again and again with purpose, resilience, and unwavering determination.
So Cedric, how did your experience as a disabled individual influence the creation of UK's first wheelchair-friendly afternoon bus tea?
So I launched my business 10 years ago, and we're only using the original 1960s Routemaster buses. Fortunately, 60, 70 years ago, buses were definitely not built for disabled people. There's a huge platform at the back, and the hallway is very narrow. When I started my business, we started very small. We only had one bus. The first bus bought the second bus, and so on. So we never actually had capacity to take one bus off the road to make it wheelchair accessible. I had my accident 4 years ago, and I spent a year in hospital. But even before that, we had the idea and the plan to build this wheelchair accessible bus. But with COVID and other things, we weren't able to. So when I came out of hospital, we had the spare capacity of buses, and we were able to put one aside for 6 months, build it, get it approved, get it designed, and put it on the road. And we're super proud and super happy that we're the only company that has built a accessible 1960s Routemaster bus.
And that's an amazing feat, so congratulations. And being operating in the UK, would you say that the entrepreneurial ecosystem has supported you, or have there been any challenges as a disabled founder?
I was lucky to have my accident in this country. The NHS is good, the hospitals are good, the services are good, buildings are accessible, roads, pavements are pretty good. The hardest thing for someone in a wheelchair is to get over a little step. It seems people don't actually think about it, but whenever we see a little ramp or a little step, it's almost impossible to overcome it.
Yeah.
The government, the benefits are pretty good here in terms of what you get. If you're disabled, you get a nice blue badge, you get PIP, which is personal independence payment. And there's one thing which is called access to work, which helps disabled people get back to work after their injury. The only issue is that 3 years ago when I applied for it, it took 12 weeks for them to come back, which sounds long, but it's pretty good. They gave me an electric wheelchair, they gave me a reclining chair at work, a special desk and everything. That was pretty good. The only thing, I applied again last year in order to get an elevator to get up to my office. But the waiting time has gone from 12 months to 20 months.
Oh, wow.
And they still haven't replied. It's been over weeks. 35 weeks, not months. And I'm still waiting for that. So there is a system in place. It's just a little bit slow.
Yeah, it's a bit more delayed.
It's a little bit more delayed, and hopefully they will approve it.
Yeah. Fingers crossed, I'm sure it will come around. So thank you for taking the time out to discuss you starting out, and looking forward to see how far we can get the journey through.
Wonderful. Thanks a lot.
Awesome. Thank you.
Thanks.
Chelsey's experience mentoring hundreds of founders reveals a hard truth, that grit alone isn't enough. Without access, visibility and support, even the most brilliant ideas can fade. Her insight during our fireside conversation will share more light on how we can and must do better.
Thank you for joining me today, Chelsey. So I'd like to take it back to the beginning. How did you start and grow National Mentoring Day to the global movement it is today?
Great question, thank you. So I was chosen to mentor for a government mentoring scheme, and it just really took off. There I was, passing on all my skills, my background in public speaking, media, PR, all this lived in work experience, passing on this to these startup entrepreneurs. And I was really good, they were getting results. I ended up mentoring over 1,000 companies startup entrepreneurs, and they were, like I say, they were just loving it. I kept getting more and more companies to mentor. I'm like, where are all the other good mentors out here? We need something. And I saw Michelle Obama and the White House and Barack, at that time, they were mentoring. And I thought, if they're mentoring, we need to get everyone mentoring. And I created National Mentoring Day, 27th of October. It's now the largest celebration of mentoring in the world. And how I got it to grow to a global movement is that impact, that everybody has something to learn as a mentee, everyone has experience and wisdom and knowledge to share and pass on. And that's how it spread. But why did it spread so easily and quickly? Was because of my passion. I know mentoring works. The world is a difficult place. The world is in trouble. We need to be looking out for people in our communities. Business owners, entrepreneurs are suffering. Get them that help, get them that mentor who's been there before, done it, worn the t-shirt, and can share their experience.
I really love the fact that you said, talk about he's been there and worn the t-shirt, worn that t-shirt as well, because I think when I think about my public relations journey, it was a mentor who got me into PR as well. So
there you go.
Thank you for starting such a global movement. So I understand that you are a regular speaker at Silicon Valley, and you recently spoke for tech giants, so you've spoken for tech giants like Cisco, as well as major brands. What are your key takeaways from the US? And my other question is, how does it differ from the UK?
Wow, a loaded question. I love that. Okay, so first of all, I think, entrepreneurship and startup community, very, very similar. But I think if we look at the US, they're a little bit more bolder in they're more visionary, like I can change the world. And I think in the UK, a little bit more modest, a little bit more conservative on things. And I think in America, the difference is they're really regulars, if that's the right word, at asking for help. So getting a mentor is like very easy, very natural, because the journey of an entrepreneur, that curve, I wanna quit. I'm doing really well, I'm gonna keep going. I'm falling back down, I'm nearly going bankrupt. Oh, I can't take this anymore. I wanna leave, I wanna do this. It's like so hard. So asking for help is key. It's having that perspective, working with a mentor to overcome those challenges. I think in the US, they're very open to asking for help. And I think also in the UK, we're very much proving the concept, working out building that credibility and that trust. In America, it's like, Series A, Series B, able to perhaps ask for more money as well. Bit of a difference there. So great question.
So how would you encourage the UK founders to be a bit more bolder and actually ask for help?
Seek that help. Seek that services of a mentor. And just don't be afraid to ask. That's the key thing. And speak with confidence, speak with clarity. I know I'm a pitching expert, but people all over the world all have that same issue and fear about speaking the truth and speaking. It's the same all over the world, so learning and crafting your pitch, but it's very similar.
So seek that help.
Seek help.
I'm actually writing mental notes. Okay, sounds really great, Chelsey. So you've also been a strong advocate for inclusivity in entrepreneurship. How can we better support and empower disabled founders and entrepreneurs, especially in the UK startup ecosystem?
Great question. It just reminded me of when I launched National Mentoring Day. We were inaugurated in the Houses of Parliament a decade ago. And I stood up there and I said, my mission is to make mentoring accessible to everyone, regardless of their age, background, or circumstances. And especially profiling, people with long-term health conditions, disabilities. We need to be more inclusive. And we need to raise the voices of these disabled entrepreneurs so that other people see themselves, to see their success. And I think it's also about improving access to funding. So I saw an advert recently in the UK and it's like, we're giving funding to people who are turning over 100K. Well, that's great, but what about the incubators? What about let's nurture the startup community? So I think we need to really improve access to funding at the ground level. That incubator stage really, I think, is also key.
Yeah, and who are the key players to implement that change?
I think it also starts with the programs themselves, the programs, the schemes. They should all be inclusive. There should not be any separation. You know, so I think, programs need to make sure that they're inclusive and that they're providing that same opportunity to everyone. There's room for everybody.
Okay, that's really great, Chelsey. So you've been described as UK's top pitching expert. Now, as someone who is not a great pitcher, what would be your top tips? You can give 3 or 4, 5 maybe?
3 or 4, I'll probably be 10. I over-deliver. Okay,
so what would be your top tips? So say, I've never pitched and, I've found myself in a situation where I have to pitch. What would be your advice?
Well, first thing is, who's your audience? You got to know the audience, number one. So if you are pitching to an investor panel, remember I've trained people to present for millions of pounds of real money here. So you need to do all your research on that investor, on that event, who's going to be there. Learn about your investor before you pitch to them. Yeah. What are they looking for? What are their values? Yeah. Okay. What are they usually investing in? Yeah. If they're usually investing in tech companies and you're a food company, well, hello. Mismatch. Absolutely. So know your audience, know your person that you're pitching to. Next would be absolutely preparing your pitch beforehand. This is why I fly all over the world helping businesses and that to pitch, because it has to be properly crafted. It's no good just rocking up and saying, hey, yeah, I'm looking for this, I'm looking for that.
Yeah.
Sharing your why you're doing it. Investors buy people.
Yeah.
The ultimate line, I could summarize it right now. When you're pitching to somebody, the whole goal is to make people believe in what you're saying, and can you deliver on what you're promising?
Oh, wow. That's nice.
One line. Yeah. Because if you're like, your body language is down, I'm looking for £1 million and I might look to do this in my business. You've got to be clear. They are quick to decide. They are on to the next. You stand up there with passion, with conviction, with belief. You show credibility and evidence of why you're going to be here in 10 years' time.
Yeah.
And you're not just a quick trend,
right? Yeah.
Product or service. Show evidence, credibility, show your value, show your passion. Ultimately, would you give £1 million to somebody if they're not showing that commitment, that passion?
Right, yeah, well, I wouldn't.
You wouldn't invest your money, right?
Yeah.
So put yourself in the investor's shoes. This is an amazing tip. Look in the mirror, do your pitch and say, would I invest in myself?
Would I invest in myself?
Knowing the pitch that you just did. And often the answer's no. So until you're happy with your pitch, then it just exudes confidence and you can go out there and you can pitch.
Nice. So the preparation that you do beforehand is very, very key to nailing that pitch.
Practice makes perfect. Yeah. And any words that you're stumbling over, I teach people, just delete the word. Change it. It's really simple.
That sounds really good. Okay, so I've taken some tips, have evidence, build credibility, and investors, they buy
Show your passion.
Show your passion.
Absolutely.
Okay, that sounds really great.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for joining me, Chelsey. I've learnt a lot in the little time that we've spoken, and
That's my pleasure.
It's been great.
Thank you
so much.
Thank you.
Welcome to Spotlight. Recognizing young founders defying the odds. Meet Victoria Jenkins, founder of Unhidden. She didn't just build an adaptive fashion brand, she co-chaired the Lilac Review, fighting for disabled entrepreneurs across the UK. Timothy Amo sold Fan Bites in a multi-million-pound deal. And Alice Tapper, she also turned financial education into a movement while navigating neurodivergence with power and purpose. These founders didn't wait for approval. They built, they led, they thrived. Not because the journey was smooth, but because they had the grit to forge their own way. If they could rise through the challenges, so can you. This is your moment. Your journey starts now.
We're excited to announce that the Founders Got Grit winner will be revealed soon. Before the announcement, the judges will be deliberating on the pitch's presentation.
Looking at her target audience is mainly students, those that would like to interview, preparing for interviews. So I'm just thinking, is it very niche as well, or is there more potential?
Just to get the help in the infrastructure and really create a proper investors plan.
There's a lot of potential there,
Yeah.
but I think compared to the other two, that's what it is at the moment. Potential. With the other two, they've got clients, they've got traction.
There's a lot of craftsmanship and skilled work in building the drums. He does it back in Nigeria. He also all the little attention to details that he had on the ropes and the packaging.
He did say that 90% of these customers are the US, so he said this will give him that ability to untap that market. So is he then on the verge of that breakthrough?
On a regular basis, look, good product market fit. It's tough.
Is there room for growth in the next 5 years from now? Is it something that is tailored to just a specific group? You know, Africans, for example.
One is very creative, quite innovative. The other is not so innovative, but they make great traction in a very saturated market. I think it will probably boil down to where would this money make the impact the most.
And now, meet our finalists.
Alisise is the founder of Elixir Punch, a bold and refreshing natural drinks brand he started at age 14. What began as a homemade recipe shared by his brother quickly grew into a thriving London-based business. Ali began selling in parks and schools, later delivering across the city by moped. Now stocked in stores across London and available nationwide, Elixir Punch has gained attention from major retailers and has won the 2025 Greenwich Enterprise Challenge. Ali continues to grow the brand while staying true to its roots in culture, community, and consistency. Francine Deborah is an experienced legal and compliance professional with a strong background in data privacy, corporate governance, and regulatory affairs. She is part of the founding team of Fly Labs and has a passion for law and technology and how they intersect.
Stephen Chollier is the founder of ML Percussions, a West African percussion company dedicated to the manufacturing, innovation, and global retail of traditional West African percussion instruments.
And the winner is Stephen Chollier. Congratulations to our very deserving Stephen Chollier. It's been an honor hosting you on this journey. Till we grace your screens again, stay impactful.